Welcome to Rauta's record collection videos. This time it's all about letter H. I'll try to keep it short because I have this tendency to talk too much. First, dark ambient or dark and ritual ambient from band called or artist called Hadit. This is something that I haven't been listening for quite some time before making this video and still resonates with me. Probably a band or artist I should get more deeper involved. After all, I like this album so much. Something similar yet different from Finland is Hallmanache. As you can see, this is CDR album from something like 25 years ago. A totally and underappreciated, probably unknown act to so many stuff. Once again, ambient. Hank von Hell is probably one of the surprise elements in my collection because, I guess a lot of people don't know that I actually like later era Turbo Negro quite a bit. Now, when Hank von Hell was out from the band, the first band he had wasn't exactly the good one, so I was disappointed whatever he was doing. And then he got this new band going on, and suddenly we had like 2 Turbo Negros. A blessing for me anyway. So a good debut album. Unfortunately, Hank is not with us anymore, so rest in peace and all. Another one which is not maybe as typical suspects for yours truly is Hariri for the Sky. Probably the best post-black metal band there is. Not exactly my typical favorite genre, but these guys know how to nail it, and I was happy to see them both live and got them interviewed already 2019. And as our old school thrash metal fans, obviously I need to have some modern thrash metal too, going old school ways, and Harlow is exactly that. I just wish these guys would be making more music. They haven't been too active lately, but let's keep our thumbs up and all that. Then Polish death metal the proper way done, and by the way, these guys have some new material already out, waiting for their review copy. Hate. This is stuff that is never been the most original one. I mean, they have to start with the decapitated Vader and all, but their modern, fast forward, aggressive death metal is something that resonates with me. So as such, Tecopics belong to my collection. Which brings us to another death metal band, Hate Eternal, something that I have, for some reason unknown to me, always kind of overlooked. But when I was spinning this Hate Eternal album, I was like, why don't I have more albums by this very band? Because Eric Rudin knows what he's doing. He's great with Cannibal Corpse. He was great already with Hate Eternal before joining Cannibal Corpse. And I'm like, why I only have one album? I don't know. Someday I will fix my errors and get more of that. Another overlooked band is Rauta from Finland, but this is probably because it's kind of a side project, so not the most known one out there, but this is the best album by them. The rest are decent, but not this good. Definitely worth taking a shot. This one has been reviewed on the channel. Very strange one is Havoc Units album HIV, because this is what And Ocean's guys started doing after And Ocean split already 20 years ago, roughly. And with Cypher album, they already gave a little bit of indication they do love some industrial stuff. So with Cypher, they did something, and then they jumped to a different ship and started doing this one. Unfortunately, this is one trick pony by them. So the only album by them, really nice packaging and all, and very, very cool of an album. Then more common stuff for me is Norwegian black metal, obviously. Helheim's debut album, Jormungand, introduced me to some great screamy vocals back in the days. The unusual kind, which is not too common these days in black metal. But man, they nailed it with this album. Great riffing, great vocals, and overall some rawness with this one. I just hope they made more of this, but they started changing the style afterwards. This is something that I went more through with my Norwegian black metal video series. Hellbringer is one of those bands that never got too much attention. Not the most innovative extreme metal stuff out there, but definitely worth giving a go. Kind of a stuff I wanted to, guys, make more of this good stuff. Then, back to the world of, first we have one black metal album before going back to ambience. Halloween Riffran debut album. This collaboration came true last year, and it features some good black metal from those guys who have done black metal with bands such as White Death, Riffran, or, Sargeist and Sacrilegious Impalement and other bands by Hellwind. And with this collaboration, they decided to put their heads together, make some interesting music, and this is the result. They also performed at Steelfest 2025, introducing people to their interesting black metal. Then to world of dark and ritualistic ambient. Once again, Herbst 9. They have quite a many albums out these days, but for some reason this is what I have limited my collection to. I haven't heard all of them, obviously, so there's a lot of work to do with that, but Karina is the one that introduced me to the band, and later on I got these other two as well, and it's a really, really good dark / ritualistic ambient, which I really like and recommend. Not the most harder to get into if you are willing to jump into the world of dark ambient and the like. Then something unusual from Greece. Horror is the name of the band, and this is grim and violent, cold black metal, but not the Greek kind of ways, and I like it. Definitely worth giving a shot. Horna is something that I've been talking about with their own respective retrospective videos, so I won't be going through the words anymore. Like I've always said, Horna is a decent band in terms of albums. Definitely have some good stuff over the years, but it's more of a live band for me. But there's some albums by Horna which I wanted and still need to have, and some of them are these later ones right here, but also my favorite ones, Evangels. So, solid Finnish black metal. Those who know already know. Some brutal death metal department from this Comatose music label from USA. Horrific Demise. Brutal death metal, putting some slam into it. Definitely a good stuff for those who want that kind of stuff. And finally, Hill from, if I remember correctly, Poland. I think this was including the Black Altar guy. A band that is not too known at this point, but definitely worth giving a go. And some cream on the bottom of the mug is one of my favorite bands from Sweden. I mean, I should have more of those albums, but Hypocrisy has always been a little bit hit and miss for me. I mean, even at their worst, they're decent, and at best, they do albums like Abducted here. One of my all-time favorites from Sweden, especially when it comes to death metal. They have more good albums than these, but for some reason, I haven't been too active getting albums past years, especially when I've been bombarded with review albums. But Hypocrisy, I've seen them live twice, solid. Unfortunately, I still don't have Peter Tekgren interview out there. But anyway, Hypocrisy is one of the kind of cornerstones of Swedish death metal. Just with bands like Dismember, Entombed, Grave, and Sword, but always been a little bit different. However, for example, Abducted features perfect production. I really mean it. And as such, should be checked out by anyone who are even slightly interested in Swedish death metal. This is letter H. As you can see, not the most big pile right there, but bigger than the letter G, which barely has a lot for me. And the next episode is obviously going to be I, featuring some Norwegian black metal classics. You probably know what I'm talking about. And some more. I wouldn't be surprised if letter I was bigger than H, but I haven't been counting yet. And obviously it's too early since I'm in the middle of the process, meaning I will probably sell the ones that I don't want to keep, if there are some in the first place. But let's talk about letter I in the next episode. Which ones are the ones from letter H you would like me to talk about? Or am I missing something really, really important? And if I am, what's that? Let me know, and catch you later with the letter I. Off you go.